Yeah, morning. So my name's Eddie Bardsley. I've been with Corteva for must be about 11 years now, working in the research side of things.
And tell us, what have you got here at Cereals for this year?
Yeah, so it's quite a good year for us. We've got some plots of oilseed rape. There's a clover grassland plot, I think winter wheat plot, and that just reflects where we're at with some of the development. So we've got cereal herbicides we launched this year, a couple of grassland herbicides, maize variety. So yeah, it's all quite a good fruition of innovation, if you like, this year.
And tell us a little bit more about that specific innovation. You've mentioned oilseed rape, you've mentioned clover, you've mentioned new herbicides. Specifically, what have you got?
Yeah, so we've got Pro Clover, which is a clover-safe herbicide. So that should be a real benefit to growers. It's been lacking, hasn't it? So something that you can reliably control weeds with whilst keeping that clover in the grassland. There's another grassland herbicide, which is more of a, I guess, general purpose, isn't clover safe, so think of it a bit like a Doc Star Pro. Then there's cereal herbicides come in, that new version of Broadway Star, if you like, a couple of others, and then the maize, Pioneer continue to develop those really useful to the UK market maize varieties.
Just tell us about some of the new varieties you've got here. What particular traits will growers find exciting?
Within the oilseed rape, you've got that sclerotinia resistance and a bit of verticillium wilt resistance. So two, they're not ubiquitous diseases, are they? You're not guaranteed them every year, but when you do get them, they can be very, very serious. On those individual fields where you've got them, you can see big yield hits, can't you? So two traits that could be massive, and I think this year's been dry, but at that early flowering there were a few showers, weren't there? So the certain areas did have that sclerotinia risk.
There's some good looking oilseed rape crops this year, isn't there?
Yeah, it's been a mixed bag again, hasn't it, with the oilseed rape? So where like your flea beetles, your pigeons haven't caused a whole lot of damage, where that crop's come through, it's looking really good now, isn't it? You go, always nice when you're driving around, or you've got some on higher ground and you're looking out and see those nice yellow fields. It's quite a pleasant sight, isn't it?
Yeah. And tell us a little bit more about the new cereal herbicide.
Yeah, so we've developed a few. There's the one coming is Broadway Ultra. So we'll deal with some of those key grass weeds, including your annual meadowgrass. Deal with broadleaf weeds as well. So should be a useful tool in the bag to keep those wheat fields clean.
And what does it deliver over other herbicides that are on the market?
Yeah, I mean, one thing is that reliable annual meadowgrass control, and then it will deal with some of the broadleaf weeds that you've got used to with Broadway Star. Just that overall wide spectrum, that some other things on the market maybe not as wide a spectrum.
Because weed control has got harder. What else do you want to see growers do in terms of like cultural techniques? How else can growers improve their weed control in your view?
I think anything to do with soil health is going to be helpful, because anything that ameliorates the soil, you're going to create that more favourable environment for your crop, and that'll get growing away more quickly. You get that nice growth, which offers some competition against weeds, doesn't it? And where you're then applying your herbicides, you're giving full control, or maybe you're only giving some weeds a headache, if they're not completely controlled. But if that crop's then able to grow well away, then you're really reducing the chance of anything in the bottom that's not controlled, causing as much issue to the crop, if you like.
And I think you said you've got some new maize varieties. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, it's a short, stiff strawed variety. So obviously early maturing for our market. So should have a nice fit, I think, for both favourable and unfavourable sites. So that, I think it's going to be added to the list this year. So probably more widely available in 2026.
Yeah, and just so I mentioned, will that be the first? Will cereals be the first opportunity for growers to see some of these varieties?
I believe so. Yes. Yeah.
Eddie, I understand you've got a new maize variety here, Pix P68106.
That's correct.
Cereus
yes.
is going to be the first time that growers will have an opportunity to look at, to see it. What do
Yeah.
you think they'll like about it?
I think they'll like the size, so it's a bit shorter, stiff strawed, so should be robust if we get any catchy weather later on. Early maturing, of course, for the UK market. Good dry matter yield, so should be a positive addition. Yeah, so Cereus will be the first event where you've got the opportunity to see this variety, how it looks, and see it in action.